Hey guys, Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com here. So today we are taking a look at Mattel's Masters of the Universe Masterverse 1987 He-Man movie figure here that is offered as a deluxe. He is available now and you can grab him at site sponsor Entertainment Earth. Big shout out and thank you to Entertainment Earth for sending along for review. Greatly appreciate that. Links to buy right in the YouTube description or of ToyHypeUSA.com. The figure comes packaged in a window box, and you see some really nicely done artwork there. The Masterverse logo is right on top. On the side, you have He-Man, Heroic Defender of Eternia. And on the other side, you have a really nice movie image of him as he appeared in 1987. And some additional movie images, artwork there as he appeared in 1987. There's also a look at additional figures that are available in this wave. So we reviewed Skeletor already, and this is the rest of the wave: Evelyn, Frosta, Roboto, and Stratos. Here is a closer look at the description. So I'm going to open this up and let's take a closer look. Here's your in-hand look at He-Man. He features the likeness of actor Dolph Lundgren, and they did a really nice job on it. The metallic gold armor has some very nice sculpted details on there. This dark brown strap around his chest or harness, that has a lot of details too, especially the belt that has a couple of holsters, one for the blaster, one for the knife, which you see here. He also has one down here on the boot for another knife. On the back, he has a red cape with some metallic gold design down there. And underneath the cape, you see a lot of detail that's covered up with that, especially where the sword goes. The sword can be placed right in the holster there, and it slides down here. This part down is moved as shown, so you're just going to want to hold on to it, sliding the sword through. Bring this in a little closer. So, as I said, the gold armor has these great details on here, and let's take a closer look at that. It also has a black wash, which you see here. The shoulder pads are identical. The detail on the harness, that is truly stellar. Very nicely done. And let's take a look at the belt. Belt buckle has its own detail right there. And as I said, holster for the blaster, which you see right here, and holster for one of the two knives. This can also swivel. The boots also have their own details and patterns. That's also very nicely done with a black wash. The knife, as shown, can slide out. As far as the head sculpt, that's very nicely done. Blonde hair with a wash on there. Nicely done facial details. It is something of what you call a basic likeness. I don't think it's head scanned or photo scanned or anything, but it is a pretty good representation. And you know who it is just by looking at it. The sword on the back slides into the part up here. But again, it's mostly covered up by the cape. So here's a closer look at that. And it can be placed right in there. So let me just show you the sword. As he's a deluxe figure, he comes with an assortment of accessories, including a modern style head sculpt, which you see there, an extra set of interchangeable hands, his power sword, two knives, and a blaster. He-Man's articulation is basically standard for the line, so you basically know what to expect as far as that. This enjoys a ball-jointed head, full range of motion there, ball-hinged shoulders, swivel biceps, double-hinged elbows, swivel-hinged wrists, which you see the hinge joint right on the hand there, Ball jointed torso, however, the harness does prevent a little bit of that movement. Swivel waist for full range of motion. Ball jointed hips. See the ball joints there. The holster for the blaster does prevent some of the leg mobility. He also has double hinge knees, full range of motion, as you can see. Swivel boots, hinged and rocker ankles. Here's a pose of He-Man with his power sword. The sword has some very nice details, which you see here. The blade is metallic silver, while the handle is brown with the metallic gold. That has a very nice design on there. Here's another look at him holding the power sword. Here's a closer look at the blaster. It fits in either one of his open grip hands. Here's a closer look at it. It fits on there very well. It won't fall off too easily. And it has some very nice sculpted details, as you can see. And here's a look at the other side. Here's a look at both the knives or daggers. The handles are sculpted uniquely, as well as the blades. They also fit in the open grip hands, and he's got a fairly good grip on both of them. Bring this in a little bit closer for you. So on this handle, it's more smooth, while this one has a bit more of a design pattern that you see here. Here's a look at the head sculpt. This head sculpt is all new and not the same as the 40th anniversary bonus head sculpt that comes with He-Man. This one is more of a modern head sculpt, and they did a really nice job on it. It does look a little bit out of place with this particular figure, but you can swap it out with other He-Man figures in this line, such as the first one that came out, so there is that option. The hair is blonde with a little bit of a wash on there, and you see the wash a little bit more on the back there. Bringing this in a little bit closer for you guys. Facial details, very nicely done. As you can see, they've really done a nice job, especially on the eyes and eyebrows there. And finally, he comes with a closed fisted hand for his right wrist. Here's a comparison of He-Man and Skeletor, inspired from the '87 film. Here's a look at He-Man along with Viking He-Man and the first release He-Man in the Masterverse line. And finally, here is the comparison you've all been waiting for, how he looks compared to the Masters of the Universe Classics release that Super 7 and the Four Horsemen Studios had put out. As you can see, there's obviously no defeating the Horsemen, as there's a bit more detail, especially on the armor. However, this new release does have a lot of really fun details on him, and he is much cheaper. Here's a comparison of the back, and you can see the capes are completely different color. And this new release has that design on the bottom there, whereas the Motu Classics release did not. And finally, here's a comparison of underneath the capes. The design is somewhat similar, as you can see. However, they do have their differences. Overall, He-Man is a great figure. I would definitely recommend you guys picking him up. Check out the links below in the YouTube description off of ToyHypeUSA.com. 10% off with those links on in-stock items and $59 plus USA shipping. Thanks again to Entertainment Earth for sending along for a review. Greatly appreciate that. I am Anthony Scott at ToyHypeUSA.com. Please like and share this video. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel and come back and check out for more reviews. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.